Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today is 2020, June 16th, Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the afternoon, San Francisco time. And today we are going to do Emacs and Emacs demo and Emacs Lisp coding. So let's go to Xah Talk Show page and show today's content. So this is basically what we are going to do today. Emacs and Emacs Lisp coding, and I'm going to show you some demonstration of me working on my website, HTML. So first of all, let me show you this fantastic logo. Okay, this is the background picture today. This is a Lisp sticker. Actually, someone sent me this sticker. Someone from Dunham Home. He's from Scandinavia. I forgot which country exactly, but I think he's Scandinavia. So he, few years ago, 2007 or something. I think it's later than that. He sent me, I made this Lisp logo, and he sent me a sticker. So he actually went out and printed the stickers. So that is today's background, and we are going to do, so let's start to code Emacs Lisp. Let's see what we are going to code. Okay, we are going to begin, and if you have any questions, I love comments. Okay, if you type comments in the chat box, any questions and comments. Good evening, Cortez. My good humans, indeed. So what are we going to do? Let me show you this etymology of tablet. You see, I have a collection of etymology. You can see etymology, a pit of history. When you look at etymology meaning the history of a word, the origin of the word. So I have compiled several etymologies, and these are words usually used in blogging technique. When you write about programming, for example, compilation. We talked about compilation. Actually, the word came from pillage. Pillage, robbing stuff. That is the compilation. That's the etymology of compilation. So when you are compile a program, a C program or C++, the worst language on earth, you are actually doing pillaging. That's the original meaning. And you have etymology of tablet. So I have a Microsoft Surface tablet, and every time I write about, I'm using a tablet, I find the word annoying. Like, why would you call it tablet? It's, I thought it came from table, so why not say slab? Digital slab or computer slab. I thought that word is more fitting. Turns out the word tablet is actually the oldest and the most fitting. So anyway, I have a collection of etymology stuff. Tablet, analyze, screenshot. Where does the word screenshot came from? It's kind of not intuitive. Screen, that is intuitive, but shot, like what the hell? Like what? Well, I understand it's a camera. You take a shot, but why is it a shot? So you have several etymologies. And underscore. We programmers, we use the underscore all the time. So we want to know, why would you call it underscore? Why don't you just call it low line? Because that's what it is. So it turns out there's interesting histories. So etymology is a pit of history. That is my sound bite. Very interesting. Via etymology, you have a glimpse of history. Indeed, because for example, when you look at the word underscore, you can see it began from counting, from making some marks on a wooden stick. Each score means 20. It's counting. So underscore, then execute. This word I hate the most. When you talk about programming, you want to say execute this program or execute when the function executes. That's very annoying word. Why would you want to use the word execute? And it's associated with, I don't want to say that word because Google censorship. Google is going to say my video is not good for advertisement. So, but anyway, you have the word execute, a very annoying word. So I wanted to find out why, the etymology of execute. So that's about etymology. So what have all these have to do with Emacs? Well, let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to work on etymology. So you see, when I click a word, let's see etymology of tablet. So this page is actually from this source. There's a great guy who created Etymology Online, this website, as a hobby. He's a hobbyist, so he made this etymology from various sources. This website existed for more than 10 years, so I've been using this website. So I link to this website, but what I want is, let me start to do a demo. Let me show me, and I'm going to show you. What am I going to do? Hello, Tesh. I remember you before, a long time ago. And hello, Jagan. Lodash. Lodash is a JavaScript library for functional programming. Do you actually use it? With JavaScript ES 2015, you don't need it anymore. Sticker looks awesome. Yeah, you want one? I could send you one, but I don't have a car, so it takes some trouble to mail it. He sent me like a few, like 3 or 5, so I don't know. We can talk offline. Hello, Elderio Miski. So anyway, let's go back to Emacs. So what are we going to do? So if you look at my etymology page, I have this link. You click on that, it will go to the link. Wait, let me try it again. So go to etymology, then click the link. You see, but what I want, it just go to that page, and you can go back and return to previous page. I want to open the link in a new page, but let me show you the command name. Let's say we want to know the etymology of the word command. That would be interesting because command is a common, it's frequently used in programming. By the way, on the right hand side, this pink window, you will see all the commands I call in Emacs. So if you find something you don't know what I'm doing, you can just look up the commands. It shows the commands and the key I use for that command. I'm using Softlight keys and Borak keyboard layout. So type command. We want to know the etymology of command. So I can call a command xah etymology. The full command name is xah-words-word-etymology-linkify. Enter. You see, it becomes that, and add a paragraph showing browser. There it is. You see here. But what I want to do, so that is the command. That is the xah etymology-linkify. Oh, it's not. Shit. When you call Emacs command, it does not show in this window. But let's show that. So here's a command. xah-words-etymology-linkify, and so that's the command. And you can go to the source code. So here is the source code. So here is the source code, xah-words-etymology-linkify. And you can find this command at, this command is in my Emacs init on GitHub. yeah, if you want you to use this command, you can find it on my GitHub, Emacs, xah-Emacs init. Just search for that. So we have the command that makes a link to the etymology. Hold on a second, let me show you. Okay, so that now there are two things I want to modify this command so that it will add. When I click, it will go to open a new page. How do you do that? Let me show you. So now we are going to talk about HTML. Okay, I don't have a tutorial for that, but let me show you how it is done. So here is the original, and let's magnify. Okay, here's original. What we want is we want to add target equals to underscore blank. So copy that. We want to add it to here. You see, target underscore equals to blank. That's how you do link that opens to in another window. So show in browser. So you can see we have two of these etymology of commands. So the second one will open in a new window. You see? Close that. You see that's how it works. So it's fantastic. So that's what we want to do. So there are two things I want to do. One is to modify my Emacs command so that it will automatically add that. The other thing is I want to change all my existing links on my website to, so that they have a blank, they add a blank. Let me show you how to do that. Okay, two jobs. Okay, am I doing good? Any questions so far? Let's see. Okay, comments. Okay, keep the comments going. Let's see if I'm still doing talking. Anything broken? No. Okay, good. Let me know. Okay, so let's do it. So which one to do first? Let's modify the command first. Okay, so let's modify the command. So the command is xah-words-word-etymology-linkify. Okay, describe function, copy it. Describe function, let me show the window. Okay, describe function. Okay, then go to the source code, open, magnify. Okay, and we are going to modify this code. First of all, make a backup copy in case we made a mistake. Then let's go previous buffer. What we want is add this target equals to blank thing. Okay, go back to the code. So here the code, we want to add it somewhere here. Okay, so here. Actually, it's very easy. Just add it there. And backslash. In Emacs string, you need to backslash to escape double quotes. So there it is. We just added that. Target equals to blank. Now modify the version date. So today's, today is 2020 June 16th. So the new version date. Make the current word into an etymology reference link. That's right. Now evaluate this code. Okay, evaluate this code. It's done. Now save it. Okay, actually copy the code, close it, go back here, make a Emacs lisp code template, paste it here, show in browser. There it is, our new code. Now press the button. Okay, I'm going to call this command, which is xah-html reduce syntax color buffer. Actually, the command should be this one. Wait. Okay, so wait. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, redo xah-html reduce syntax color buffer. So show in browser. Now you can see I have syntax coloring. So this command, you can, if you do web search, you'll find all these commands if you like to use them. So here is our command. Now let's try it out. Okay, close this lisp logo, close this etymology, go back, show in browser. Okay, go back. Now let's try this out. Okay, so let's type command. Okay, now call the command xah-words-word-etymology-linkify. Okay, it's done. Now you can see there is the target equals to blank, so we are done, successful. Now show in browser, you see this is a third one. Click on that, it opens a new tab. Fantastic, job done. Okay, job done. Now that's one task done. The next thing we want to do is to change all existing HTML links on my website. There are about maybe 50 of them. So far so good. Okay, any questions? Okay, so should I explain how the command works before we it's this the command is pretty simple. Okay, let me explain just a little bit what this command do. So wait, okay, so here is the Lisp code. So we define a function, then we say let. Okay, and let, there are few variables. We define few variables, local variables, p1, p2, which is position 1 and 2, buffer positions, and the word, the current word, you want to grab the word in a buffer and look up for the etymology. Then you want the URL for the etymology reference website. So that's the local variables. By the way, I have a $sign in front. That is just my personal convention. You don't have to have that. It has no meaning. It's just a naming convention I use. When I use that, you can see the color, the word, you can see all the local variables becomes green because I'm using xah Emacs Lisp, xah eLisp mod. So it will color any words that start with a $sign to be green. It's just my personal preference. Okay, so hold on a second. Okay, so we declared several variables. Then we say if use region. That means if there's a region highlighted, then set p1 and p2 and set p1 and p2 to be the region beginning and region end. Now if there is no region selection, then we want to set p1 and p2 to be the beginning of line and end of line. Why is that? Because let me show you. Okay, so for example, if you want to look up the word command, okay, let's say command. So if you, normally you have to select it, then call the command. Then it knows what's the word you want to look for. But it's convenient to not have to not need to select it, because you can automatically grab the word under cursor. But however, sometimes you have two words. Let's say you want to look up etymology of a phrase. What is a word that is consisting of two words? Let's say code point. Okay, code point is a common technical word that means the hexadecimal of a Unicode character. So anyway, you want to know the etymology of code point. In this case, it's not just one word, so you want to make a selection. So in this case, you can do that. Okay, so now you have etymology of the phrase code point. I don't think it will work because anyway, that's the reason I have this use region. It's convenient. Then once you have the beginning point and end point of the word you want, then it's easy to grab the word. You just say buffer substring no properties and give 2 points buffer positions, then it will return the word between those 2 positions. Then once you have the word, you want delete that region, then all you have to do is just insert the link. So we say insert, then format, then etymology of something, then the word, the URL, the word URL and word, which let me show you. Okay, hold on a second. Which shows you this line. Okay, that's how the command works. Now let's do the second task of changing all existing links to have the target equals to blank. Okay, so to do that, let's go to my Wordy blog. Okay, that is my English etymology, linguistics, writing related blog, which is this page. From the haughty emotions of lexicon, stylistic concerns, decipherment of grammar and idioms, linguisticality, literature, and logicality. All these are related subjects. So anytime I want to blog about something, about writing, about etymology, about idioms, about grammar, about literature, classic literature such as Shakespeare, or linguistics, I put in here. And why logic? Why logicality? Because when you talk about linguistics, there's a lot to do with logic, such as parsing, generative grammar. If you are a programmer, you know what I'm talking about. And formal languages, the Chomsky hierarchy of syntax grammar. A lot of it has to do with logic, and also formal logic actually. So it's very interesting topic. So now I'm on my Wordy blog. What I want, so let's click on etymology of tablet. So here is several links of etymology. So let's go there. Okay, let's go there. Okay, and let me show you. Okay, so we want to change for every file in a directory any link of this format. We want to change the okay, let's see what we're gonna do. So split buffer, open a new window. Let me show you so it's clear. Okay, so whenever we see something like that, we want to change it to let's go to the talk show. We want to change into that. Okay, so how we gonna do? We're gonna use a regular expression. Is that right? Yes. Okay, you ready? Let's do regular expression in Emacs. Okay, no comment. Comment, guys. Okay, regular expression. So what are we gonna do? 25 minutes. Okay, let's move on. So regular expression, what we want to, so let's do the regular expression. Here we have, let's use I have an abbreviation for this regular expression pattern. This pattern means search anything until you reach anything that is not a double quote, until you reach a double quote, and you want to find the minimum of it. So this part means anything that's not a double quote, and this plus sign means one or more. then this question mark means for the previous pattern make it minimal. That is, if don't go all the way, once you find it, make it minimal. Non-greedy, the technical jargon is non-greedy. Now, regular expression is a big topic, so if you don't know regular expression, I highly recommend you learn it. And I did a talk show about regular expression, so you can search for XahTV regular expression or XahTV regular expression Emacs lisp, or Emacs. I have a lot of articles, tutorials on that. So anyway, we want this pattern to be here, okay? So the beginning is the etymology website, then whatever anything until the double quote. Okay, hold on a second, let me copy that. So we want to find that, okay? Then repeat this pattern. Repeat this pattern here. \1. Now \1 refers to the previous pattern you just captured by a parenthesis, which is this. Okay, so we want to find a link, a bracket. The URL will start with this etymologyonline.com, then followed by whatever until the double quote. Then over here it's the same thing. Over here it's the same thing. Then the \1 means the previous pattern, which is this part. Okay, that is the regular expression we want to use. And the replacement regular expression will be this one. Let me show you. Okay, 1. So you can see, so this is the replacement regular expression. Is that correct? Double check. Yes, I'm pretty sure. So we got the regular expression, but what command we are going to call? We are going to call, I have a command called, let me show you, xah-find-replace-text-regex. Okay, that is the command. Let me show you. Describe function. So here is this is the command, xah-find-replace-text-regex. This command it's an interactive command. It will ask you for a regular expression and replacement string. Then it will ask you for a directory and also a pattern for files, for example, or HTML files. And you can replace, it will replace in one shot every file in the directory. Very useful. This command is part of the package xah-find, which is, so here we have the source code, okay, and you can find it on Melpa, okay, xah-find.el. So let me copy that and let me show you. Let's go back to okay, so here is the command we want to call, and it's available in that package. Okay, showing browser. Okay, so we are going to call that command, so let's do that. First of all, I want to go to my Wordy blog, okay, my English Wordy blog. We are going to work on this directory, so call command xah-find-replace-regex regular expression, enter, and it asks you find regex. Okay, the find regular expression is gonna be this one, paste it, and it asks you for replace string. The replace string is gonna be this one, paste it, enter, and it asks you a directory. Yes, this directory, let's say Wordy English. Okay, then it asks you for a file path regular expression, so I say .html. That means all HTML files. Enter. Do I want to write change to file? No, because I want to I say no because I want to see what are the changes first to make sure we are doing this correctly. Then it asks you fixed case in search, yes. Fixed case in replacement, yes. Show context before after in output, yes. Make backup, yes. Okay, now it's running. Fantastic. Now done. Let me show you. Okay, here is the result. Let's magnify the buffer so you can see the whole thing. So you can see now you press left arrow to go to the changes. You can see I can press left arrow, left or right arrow to go up or down. So the pink lines means the file. You can press up down arrow to go to the file. So that means in this file there are one change. So originally it looks like that, and now the changed form is this green. Now let's double check to see if it's correct, because when you do a regular expression find replace on hundreds of files, you don't want to make mistakes, because once you make mistake all the files are changed. It's problematic. It's tedious to change them back. Typically you can use git, git, do a commit, make change. If you made a mistake, you can revert. So that's one way to do it. But anyway, so let's double check if our regular expression is correct. So for example, here we have a etymology of the word firmament, which means heaven, under heaven, which is kind of a Chinese idiom. So that link becomes this link. Let's double check if it's correct. Looks like it is. Target equals to blank. Okay, and now let's see the next one. Stubble, the etymology of the word stubble. Okay, looks like correct. The next one, the etymology of the word cool. It's so cool, which is a slang. So anyway, so the pattern, it looks good. Okay, so we are going to close this buffer actually. So there are so many changes. You can see the cursor, the window widget on the right. There are quite a lot of pages. How many pages are there? Let's do list matching lines xah/web. There you see. So we have 59 pages. Some page, for example, this page has 10 changes, and this page has 22 changes. So let's open the page. So when your cursor is on one of these pink or green or yellow, you can just hit enter, it will open the page. So this is a fantastic command package. So now show in browser. Show in browser. So this page is history of English in 10 minutes annotated. There's a YouTube, by the way. So there's a YouTube on the history of English. So I watched it and I kind of annotated it and made my notes and study of it. So you have a lot of etymology links. There it is. So drag, you see etymology of drag, then etymology of ransack, etymology of die, etymology of give, etymology of take, give and take, and die. And Vikings. So looks like our regular expression is good. We made so many changes. Now we want to repeat, we want to call this command again with the same argument, and this time we will say write to file. Okay, go ahead and write to file. So close the output. Okay, now here is a new trick I'm going to tell you. Okay, a new trick. When you want to call a previous command you called, when you call meta x, meta x, and you want to use the exact same arguments, interactive arguments, there's a convenient command to do that. So you don't have to type the arguments again. Remember, before we typed a whole bunch of arguments, the regular expression, the replacement string, then yes, no, the directory path. We don't have to repeat that. So that command is called describe key. Let me show you. Okay, this command is called repeat complex command. Okay, so we are going to call that command. Let me go back to Xah talk show, and let me show you let's type the command Xah talk show. So that is a command. So I'm going to call that. Okay, so because I have a key, you see my key is delete tn actually. God, this is wrong. Anyway, so then it asks you, so I just up arrow, then here you can see, can you see at the bottom the mini buffer? You see this part, okay? The font is kind of small. Let's see if I can increase it. No, I cannot. Oh, I can actually increase it. Okay, you see. So I call what's the command I just called? Repeat complex command. Then it asks me, prompt redo. So this is actually the command in Lisp format. xah-find-replace-text-regex. So I want to go here and say true to the argument. That argument is about, do you want to change to the whole thing? Write to file. Okay, so I say yes, enter. I just press enter. Now it's done. You see, let's magnify. Now it's done. So you can arrow down, you can see all the changes. Now enter, and you will jump to the page and show a history of English. Okay, let's show another page. Okay, so this one show, wait, why is it? Okay, so this actually, so this one is big. Okay, so this page show. Okay, so here is flour was flour, the finest part of meal. That is the etymology of flour, which is the, you use flour to make bread, and that has the exact same pronunciation of the flower of the plant. The beautiful flower smells good. Why? Because that is the etymology, the finest part of the meal. That's where the word flower came from. So now if you click the etymology link, it will open a new link. Let's try it. Indeed, you see, that's fantastic. We we did what we wanted. So that finished the job. That finished our job. So close this output, close this, and go back to talk show. Let's see. So that actually we finished that, and let's see if there's anything else we want to talk about. Any questions? Cortez says, Dad, can you tell me what a solar eclipse is? Dad, no sun. Okay, that's good. So we talked for how long? We've been talking. I think that's it for today. Now we can do some random chat. We talked for 40 minutes. Yeah, so what else is interesting? Let's see. Okay, so there is more. Okay, basically we are done, but I can show you some more examples very similar examples. Let me show you. Okay, it's the same thing. So, for example, I have a Chinese blog. Now, this is literature and linguistics about Chinese. For example, about Chinese is very interesting. Like when you study English, you have all these issues about etymology, about we talked about etymology, writing style, um, accents, vocabulary, lexicon, literature, linguistics. All these are very interesting and very deep. Depending on you can study this for 10 years, 20 years, all your life. You can become, if you focus on vocabulary, you can become a lexicographer, which means someone collects words like dictionary compilers. There is the word compile again. You become a dictionary compiler, or you can be an etymologist. If you study etymology a lot, you really get to know history. So it's not just etymology. It's not just the words. You actually got into deep about history of humanity, because, for example, let's say, what's the etymology of meat? Meat, the meat, the pork, beef. We kill pigs, we eat their meat. So what is the etymology of meat? And let's look up. Showing browser. The etymology of meat. Now you see it's big. So it says Middle English, Middle English, food, nourishment, sustenance, paired with drink, item of food, animal food, fodder, also meal, repast. You see, you are learning history, but you are also learning vocabulary. So you are learning a word, repast. Very interesting word. We don't see that word used much anymore today. Repast. So it's from Proto-Germanic, mati, something something, and you get into linguistics. You get into comparative linguistics. You get into the history of linguistics. You get to learn German language. Then also Old Frisian, Old Saxon, and Old Norse, and Old High German, and blah blah blah, and Gothic food, Middle Dutch, German something something type of sausage. Okay, so meat came from type of sausage, and from pie, root mad, moist, wet. Oh, now it's getting interesting. So meat came from somewhere meaning moist and wet. Also reference to food qualities. Okay, Sanskrit. Oh, Sanskrit, Indian. Then we got to pig. You see, so the word meat originally came from pig. Okay. Now, narrower sense of, so in general, so we can see the etymology of meat in general just means food. So when we say, so you see, so here is some kind of logic coming out of this. You see, when we say food, food is actually very abstract term for all edibles. We're getting into technicalities, the edibility of something. For food means something that's suitable, edible for human consumption. So that is a very abstract word, but you can imagine primitive people, they don't have these abstractions. They just say, you just say pig, you eat pig. So that's the origin of meat. Then narrow sense of flesh of warm-blooded animals killed and used as food is attested from circa 1300s. Earlier, this was flesh meat. Okay, so before they say flesh meat, because apparently from 12th century, apparently because meat just means food. So if you want to describe the meat of an animal, you have to add flesh meat. So etymology, very interesting. Then so when you study etymology, you depending on how deep you go, you become a historian. In fact, you can become a historian even more so than would you by having a PhD degree in history, because when you study etymology, it's quite general. So anyway, I'm talking about English etymology. But now, in English etymology and literature and linguistics and writing style, how programmers, the idiots, programming nerds, they like to talk about English style. They like to talk about writing styles. When when it comes to writing, they get excited. For example, they will talk about grammar. They will start to mouth and dribble about split infinities. These fucking programmer idiots. They will talk about split infinities and and in particular the Unix people, the Unix and Linux philosophy, these idiots. Which is good. Linguistics are very interesting, but when you study in linguistics, once then you go into Chinese, the linguistics of Chinese, it's entirely a different story, and in fact it gets much more. In general, okay, it's very different, okay, but it's in some sense it's much more deeper and more um, difficult. When you get into Chinese linguistics, writing styles of Chinese, the history of Chinese characters, look at these, all these Chinese, which are Greeks to you, most of you, if you haven't studied Chinese, because Chinese is very difficult. So when you get into, the linguistics of Chinese, the and associated things such as Chinese writing style, Chinese grammar, Chinese punctuation, or Japanese, Japanese, Korean, they also use Chinese characters. It's it's kind of deeper and in a different way. So Chinese also have etymology, the etymology of Chinese phrases or Chinese characters, which is different thing from English etymology, from the English etymology. Let me show you an example. So let's say, I have a Chinese blog which is about all the interesting Chinese stuff. Okay. Um, let me show you some interesting things. Okay, let's see which character we want. Um, okay, this one. So this Chinese character, you see this. Wait. This I just copy and pasted the Chinese character 血. Now that word in Chinese is pronounced 血, and that word means a hole, or some kind of a hole. Okay, like a tunnel or hole. Um, and it also means, by the way, it also means vagina. Okay, so we actually have a passage about which is we have a passage here from the classic, one of the great classics, one of the four great classics of Chinese, which is A Journey to the West. That's the English title. Journey to the West, one of the great classics. A phantasmagorical tale about this monkey um, king, and this they fight monsters. Fantastic, it is a very interesting story. But anyway, in these classics, they have a passage. This is a big, these 100 chapters. Okay, and they have this passage which is describing 7 spider um, how you say monsters. Okay, spider. How you say mm, let me try to remember the word. You know, in Greek mythology, you have god and goddesses, and you have, hey, King Herring, you should wake up at normal times. I know. Hey, hey, Jeff Charles. I've never. Have I seen you in my live show before? No, we are talking about Emacs, but we digressed. So um, Jeff Charles says, well, let me finish your topic about one thing at a time. Okay, so I'm saying in these Chinese classics, Journey to the West, there's a passage, rather erotic passage, describing describing seven spider. Um, in Greek mythology, what's what, in Greek mythology, there's a word describing female kind of demigod. Okay, demigod, but yeah, okay, demigod. So uh, demigod and not fairies. Okay, what's the other word? Anyone? Once in a while. So Jeff, you must know this. So in Greek mythology, what's some word describing female demigod? Um, I should know. I don't remember. Anyway, so in Chinese, this passage is you have this erotic passage describing these seven kind of monsters. Okay, female monsters. They are spider. Okay, I mean, if you play games, in Japan, Japanese, lots of Japanese games, you have this foxy lady. So it's a female, but in a fox form. That came from Chinese. Okay, that's a classic Chinese mythology. Very common. You have this fox-shaped female monster. So, but here you have these spider-shaped female monsters. There are seven of them. They are taking a bath. This is a fantasy story, but so you have this poem in this classic describing how they are taking a bath in a open river. And very funny. So anyway, this character, let me show you. So I call a command etymology. Okay, actually Chinese. Okay, xah-words-Chinese-linkify. That's a command. Okay, hold on a second. I call it make a link, so it becomes link show in browser and page down, so you can see this. Oh wait, that's not the command I want. Undo. Wait. Okay, that's what I want. So go back to browser, show in browser, reload. You can see magnify. You can see it becomes like that. So then you have translate, dictionary, and history links. So let me click on them. Dictionary. So you can see what Google Translate say about this Chinese character. So this word means hole. And you can also click on pronunciation, xue. Okay, and then you can go to the dictionary on this character. Let me magnify. Okay, then it'll give you the meaning, derived characters, references, Chinese origin. So we are getting into the etymology of the character. So 1,000 years ago it's written like that, and different variations, phonetic series. Okay, lots of information, and how it's pronounced in Mandarin, how it's pronounced in Cantonese and other dialect, and how it's in definition. Okay, hole or grave or cave, or den, layer, exactly. Then you also have different phrases, compounds. Then you have how Japanese use the word. So it very lots of information about Chinese characters. Then you have this website by this guy, which is a white guy. He studies. He is an expert on etymology of Chinese characters. So he, So anyway, my point is just that I have this Emacs command whenever I want to blog about, if I want to know the etymology of a Chinese character, I can just type a few keys and it gives me the link. Very convenient. So anyway, so that's it for today. I'm just going to read about what you guys are saying. Okay, so several suggestions. Nymph. Okay, nymph is the word I was looking for. Yeah, kind of link. Dryad, Dryad. Actually, I don't know that word. Dryad. Actually, interesting. Something I learned today. Dryad. Okay, Dryad is a tree nymph. Oh, that's interesting in Greek mythology. Oh, okay, that's cool. So back muse, yeah, muse is also, but I love Greek mythology. You have all these, and then you have succubus. Now I believe succubus is not exactly Greek mythology. I think it's North mythology, but a very interesting. I love these words. Spider lady, and then sirens. Sirens is a big chapter in Greek mythology. So anyway, I think that's about it for today. About Emacs. Yeah, so we've been talking for 57 minutes. Okay, anything else? Anything interesting questions? Then we'll say goodbye. We close down in 2 minutes. How's going, Jeff? So, Jeff, is there any Emacs meetup in San Francisco going on? We have COVID-19 in the past 3 months, so I guess not. But I don't know if there's any news, or maybe there's an online version. I haven't been paying attention lately. So is there any news about that? That would be interesting. So we can do, So Jeff runs. If you guys don't know, uh, Jeff runs the San Francisco Emacs meetup. I went to several times. Um, you just search for Emacs meetup San Francisco, you'll find it. So I haven't been I've been out of loop of Emacs happenings because I think I'm getting old. But I think Jeff, you are about the same age as me, right? Oh yeah, Jitsi. Yeah, Jitsi seems a fantastic website. Jeff says I have to learn it. I mean, what do you have to learn about it? It seems you just go there and it just works. Yeah, so Jeff runs San Francisco meetup. I went to several times and it's fantastic. We have a YouTube channel indeed. So let me just show it. Let's see. Emacs Meetup San Fran. So there it is, the meetup.com website. Then you have Jeff has a GitHub page about San Francisco meetup. Then there is also a YouTube. Okay. Okay. I talked about it before. So one of my YouTube turned up. But anyway, if you go to YouTube, you can see it. If you search on YouTube. So here is 488 people. Yeah, so the last one is February. Then the COVID-19 hit. COVID-19 is such amazing and incredible. It just happened, and all of a sudden it crippled the entire world. So anyway, anything else? Anything interesting? Glad to see you, Xah, on your YouTube. Thank you, Star Diviner. Okay, so okay, that's it. I think that's it for today. We talk about Emacs. Okay, thank you guys for coming. Hope to see you again next one. Krishna and Gopis. Now, what is Krishna? Krishna is a Indian goddess, right? Or am I totally wrong? Okay, yeah. So let's see. Mythologies of the world, it's all very interesting. Krishna. So Indian, they are the origin of Buddhism and Hinduism, of course. And so, but in China is mostly Buddhism. So the Buddhism of China came from India, and in fact, that is what this journey to the West is about. The entire, journey to the West. That West means India back then. So, back then you don't have airplanes, you don't have cars. So it's a tremendous travel to India. Take a year or two. So we have, one of the classic Chinese about, they are monks. These are a bunch of monks. They are traveling to India. Why? Because they want to get the original Buddhism scriptures, which is like the Bible, which is considered a huge thing. You need to get the original scripture. So this is a story about they going to India, journey to the West. Colloquially, this story is also known as Monkey King. They are very popular. They are in Asia, in China, Japan, Korea. They are more popular. They are as popular as Mickey Mouse in Western society. They are as popular as Zeus. Like the foundation of Western society. Zeus, the god of all gods, kind of. So you have cartoons, you have comics, you have movies about this every few years. You have drama, and this story. So titularly, I mean, by the title, they are Journey to the West. They are actually a bunch of monks, but the story is more like Arabian Nights, where you have a bunch of monsters. I mean, it's all about monsters and gods. They are fighting. How they so it's a fantastic tale. Let me show you literature and classics. Like Arabian Nights, you must have heard of. Okay. Anyway, okay. Thank you guys for coming, and hope to see you again. Bye, guys. But he saw the gopis. Yeah, so I don't know what is gopis. Let's see. Let's look at gopis. Gopi or gopai. Let's see how it's pronounced. Oops. Wikipedia, the slacking of Wikipedia. They did not provide a pronunciation in IPA. I found a flaw. So gapi or gapai, I suppose, is a Sanskrit word originating from the word gap, gap, gapala, referring to a person in charge of a herd of cows. Referring a person in charge of a herd of cows. In Hinduism, especially the name Gapika, feminine form of Gapi, is used more commonly to refer to the group of cow herding girls. Famous within Vaishnavism for their unconditional devotion to Krishna, as described in something. Very interesting. that's the fruit of discussion with different people. We always learn things. Thank you guys. Bye.